What are your thoughts, Ben? I know you've written a lot about Kyle Schwarber, but he's been demoted to AAA. So what's your reaction to what the Cubs decided to do?
It's certainly what he needed, Michael. I mean, he was simply not making nearly enough contact as his batting average in the 160s, I believe, suggests. Look, he's already has a legend. He already has his place in Chicago lore no matter what he does the rest of his life. But we should remember a couple things about him. One is that even though he's as famous as he is, he's still essentially a rookie. I think he's played in about 130 regular season big league games, if even that. Came up for half a year, then tore up his knee, came back for a week of the postseason. This is not a guy with a lot of big league experience by any means. Two is that even though we saw him in the World Series last year, he was still not really healed from that knee injury. That was the reason he couldn't play in the field. And even in spring training, he probably wasn't tip-top 100%. So for a guy with a lot of experience coming off a catastrophic knee injury, I guess maybe we should have thought the growing pains would have been inevitable. I do know for a fact that the Cubs have no reason not to believe that he does not continue to be one of their long-term pillars. I think they'll call him back from Iowa as soon as they see any glimmers that he's turned things around.
By the way, Kyle Schwarber hit a leadoff home run to start a game for the Cubs this season, as did Anthony Rizzo. And then I don't know if you saw last night, Wilson Contreras was the new leadoff guy, hit a home run to lead off a game. What's up with that? And then what are your thoughts on Joe Madden taking that unorthodox route as far as his leadoff guys?
Right. Well, I think he's trying to find something that works. And I think that he's putting, maybe some non-traditional type of bats in that leadoff spot, hoping for OBP, and they're hitting them out. That offense needs a spark wherever it can get it. You can look at the pitching staff, which I think are the root of the Cubs' problems right now. They kind of had a perfect season last year as far as health and production for the pitching staff. That is not the case this year. But the offense isn't carrying its weight as well. I think Madden is a fiddler. He's going to continue to fiddle until he finds that combination that's finally going to score some runs at the rate that they should be. Right now that means hitting some bombs to start the game.
Come trade deadline, what would you expect the Cubs to do?
Be active, I suppose. I mean, they gave up a lot, obviously, in the past for Aroldis Chapman. Bullpen doesn't seem to be a problem. Perhaps they were looking for another starting pitcher, really, but there's going to be a lot of teams looking for those. I'd be surprised if they trade too many of their top prospects. Their farm system's obviously been thinned out a little bit by what they did to get to the series last year. If they add anything, I'd probably look for a starter because, John Lackey, Kyle Hendricks, back of the rotation's not getting it